memory is when we were worshiping like 2 Sundays ago, we were singing Death Was Arrested, and when we said, your grace washes over us, it just started pouring rain and it was beautiful and magical and amazing.
My favorite memory is when our Connect group went out in Waikiki and made sandwiches and gave them out to the homeless people around kind of the beach area. We kind of stumbled upon a woman who was homeless who told us like her life story, and when we touched her, she said that she had literally prayed for sandwiches like moments before. So I just thought that that was such an awesome moment where we really felt like we were out there doing God's work, and it was also such a blessing to be able to talk to her, get her life story, and really give her some motivation and pray with her. It was an awesome moment.
My favorite memory with the gathering would have to be probably the bro times back in the day, where we kind of just had Bible study and hung out together and talked about life and talked about our life with Jesus. And I really can't stress how important that was to just kind of be able to be together and talk about those things. It was very good. Could not complain about that. Also the bro time trip, all these surfing Sundays, set up team every week, pretty much the best.
Favorite memory, so I'm new here, been going for 4 to 5 months. Favorite memory, probably the first time we saw Waikiki Beach Gathering. So my wife and 13-year-old daughter and I were driving down, and you guys were worshiping, and we had the windows rolled down, and we're like, hey, that looks interesting. We should come back. And the next weekend we came back, and we've been coming back ever since. I really appreciate the fact that there's no barriers to entry here. In a traditional brick and mortar church, you've got walls, somebody has to actually go through a door. Here, you don't have that, and it's very welcoming, and I really appreciate that about this place.
I think at least one of my favorite memories was a last Friday night that we had at mine and Kyle's apartment on our rooftop. And it was raining like usual, and I think like our sound equipment went out or something, so we were all huddled super closely together, and like no microphones. It was just us like praising Jesus really close in the nature outside, and it was just really like impactful and like powerful and brought us all together and was a lot of fun. So I think that's one of my favorite memories.
I guess one of my most favorite memories would have to be a few weeks ago on Sunday when we were worshiping, and it was the second song, and it had to do with, I forget exactly what song it was, but in the lyrics it mentioned something about like God's love pouring down on us, and it immediately started pouring down literally. And then so, and you could just like feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, and it was just so peaceful, and not many people really cared that it was raining. We just like let it rain down on us, and it was amazing.
My favorite memory would be the first time that I helped with worship, and I had never met Kelly before, but she was just so kind and welcoming and just such a great leader for my first experience worshiping at a church. So I would say that was overall like just amazing.
My favorite memory of the gathering is being able to go to Connect groups, bro time. We would meet once a week at Ala Moana Park, and we just talk about life. Also, another memory is actually the bro time retreat out in Kauai. That was awesome. I was able to I get to know Brady and P, and everyone else who else is in the gathering. It was great memories.
Everybody's so vulnerable and just shares their needs and their hearts. That helps me to know how to pray for people, and I really enjoyed Brady's sermons.
So one of my favorite memories of the gathering, it was 2 years ago when I came and visited before I went to Bible school back in Minnesota. It was August, and Hurricane Lane was coming. And we woke up one morning and Brady was like, hey, a bunch of us from the gathering are gonna go take like a bunch of swans and like this big blow up unicorn, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna let the big hurricane waves just hit us and see what happens. And we went out and did that for like an hour, 2 hours, and like we're on people's Instagrams, and like, yeah, just a bunch of guys and girls just being dumb with a bunch of floaties while a hurricane is on its way.
My favorite memory happens, and it keeps on happening sometimes. It's when someone tells me they want to make the gathering their home church, or when someone comes back for a second time. That just makes me so happy, because when I created this church, I had a vision of creating a community of people that loves Jesus and loves being together, and that's exactly what God has made happen. And every time people keep on coming, I'm just amazed, like, wow, people like this, people want this, and people want Jesus. And that's why we're here, just to share the love of Jesus. And it's a memory every time it happens.
My favorite memory is meeting Pastor Brady. So I got to the parking lot at Our Redeemer, and he walks out and goes, "Hey, I'm John." "Wait, no, you're John. I'm Brady. Nice to meet you." And that was how I met Pastor Brady.
My favorite memory with the gathering has been doing the One Night with the King event with a mission team that came out from Tennessee, and watching as just the people in this community, in this gathering community, were loving on people in the Waikiki community. I loved watching as Pastor Brady was driving up and down Waikiki, picking up homeless people and dropping them off at the event. I loved watching as Kyle and Maya were sitting and washing people's feet, and the tears that came down their faces as the people that were being washed were just feeling so overwhelmed with love. And that's my favorite memory.
One of my favorite memories of the gathering is the first Sunday that Lane came. It was pouring rain, and so we all had to huddle under 2 tents. And so we only had like maybe 15, 20 people at the gathering. So yeah, we're all huddled under these tents, and then Brady preached on circumcision, and then Lane actually came back for a second Sunday.
My favorite memory was, I think, 2 weeks ago, and we were worshiping outside on the beach, and it started pouring rain during the song "Death Was Arrested," and I thought that was so cool to see everyone just stick around and just embrace the rain, and we could worship together, and it felt like really refreshing and freeing. And so I think it's so fun to have church outside and to worship with everyone, rain or shine.
Eating free the praising, about watching shows.
What shows?
Tractor shows.
My favorite memory is probably just most days when I come to the beach gathering and I get to hang out and talk with all my friends and have a real relationship with them, whereas most of the time you just go to church and then you leave. You know, you don't really know anybody. So that's my favorite memories constantly. Otherwise, probably my favorite memory was when Brady and Kyle were parked over here, and I think Kyle ran into back of our vehicle or something, and then he ran back of Brady's vehicle, or was that what Brady did? I can't remember, but one of them ran into the vehicle, so that was probably my favorite memory, because no one really cared, but it was really entertaining. So that, and then I really enjoyed surfing. So you can ask Brady and Kyle who ran into who.
Did I hit Gabe's vehicle?